Hi friends, my name's Sophie and today we're doing an intermediate flow that is meant to be quick and just get the body moving, the blood pumping, and build some strength and flexibility all at the same time. All right, if that sounds good, let's get right to it. We'll come into tabletop. We'll plant down through the left hand and lift the right arm up to the sky. And then take your right arm over your ear towards the front of the room as you pin your right hip back. And then reach the arm back up. Inhale. Exhale, weave it under to the left side, right shoulder to the ground. Crawl your left fingertips forward. Option to extend your left leg back. Option to take half bind. We'll take 2 more breaths. Take your left arm up, bring it down to the ground, plant it down, left knee down. Reach your right arm all the way up to the sky. Inhale, take your arm over your ear again to the front of the room as you anchor your right hip back. So you're kind of like stretching your arm and your hip in the opposite direction. And then reach your arm back up, inhale. Exhale, put your hand down to the ground. Reach your left arm up to the sky, over the ear now. So we stretch through the shoulder. Left hip goes back, and then reach the left arm back up again. Inhale. Exhale, weave it through to the right side. Walk your right hand forward. Option to extend your right leg back. One more breath. Bring your right knee down. Plant down through your right hand. Lift your left arm all the way up. Take your left arm over your ear towards the front of the mat. On your next inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, bring your hand down for table and round your spine for cat. And then come into cow, open up the chest. Round for cat. Once more, inhale, cow, cow. Exhale, cat. Back to neutral, tuck your toes, lift your hips, down dog. Pedal out your heels. Shake out your head. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Put your left fingertips down. Reach your right arm up, bend your left knee. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right hand down. Bend your right knee. Take your left arm up, twist. We're going to go back and forth a few times. So moving dynamically. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Right arm up. Bend your left knee. Straighten your right leg. Bring the hand back down. Take your left arm up. Bend your right knee. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the ground. Forward fold. Slide your feet to hip distance. Lengthen your spine. And then fold deeply. Place your hands behind your ankles. Fold in half. Shift your weight into your toes. And then lift up halfway. Walk your hands all the way out to plank. Lower all the way down to the ground. Lift up for cobra. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. Lift your right leg up. Bend your knee. Open up your hip. Re-straighten your right leg. Square your hips. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Come into low lunge. Put your back knee down onto the ground and reach your arms up. Open to the right, open arm twist. Option to put your right hand on your thigh, the back of your left thigh, and take your left arm up and over, kind of like a back bend twist. Then take the arms back out to a T. Place your left hand down on the ground, lift your back knee, and your right arm reaches up, so it's just an easy twist. Now rise up to a high lunge twist. Go slow. Nice. Take your arms forward and up to the sky. You're in high lunge. And then take your arms back into airplane, shift forward, and make your way into warrior three. If you want to take your arms forward, if you feel ready, you can, but this is a short practice. If you haven't moved around too much, you might keep your arms by your sides. Good. Slowly step back to high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, put your hands down onto the ground and straighten out your right leg. Lift the bottom of the foot if you'd like. Breathe into the back of your right leg. Bend your knee again, back into low lunge. We'll step back to plank. And then lower down onto your forearms one at a time. Forearm plank. Lower your hips down to the ground. Untuck your toes. And lift your thighs off the ground. So you're in a forearm plank, but your toes, the tops of your feet are on the ground. Hold, press into the ground. So you're kind of like lifting your chest away from the earth. And hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips down. Sphinx. And then lower all the way down. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. And press all the way up to plank. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Take your left leg up. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Straighten out the leg. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Put your back knee down on the ground. Reach your arms up for Anjaneyasana. Take your left arm back, right arm forward. And you can stay, or you can put your left hand behind you on your thigh. And you can take a little back bend. Bring your arms back out to a T. Place your right hand on the ground, left arm up, and lift your back knee off the ground. Now slowly rise up with control up to a high lunge, open arm twist. Take your arms forward and up. Inhale. Exhale, arms back, shift forward, pause. Lift your back legs, warrior three. Roll the shoulders back. Option to extend the arms forward. Slowly, slowly step back to high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Straighten your left leg. Option to lift the bottom of the foot. One more breath. Bend your left knee into low lunge. Step back into plank. Lower down onto your forearms as slow as possible. Really controlled. And then set your hips down. Untuck your toes. Ready? We're going to do this one more time. Lift your hips up. Toes are untucked. Keep your gaze like down between your wrists so that your neck is nice and long and relaxed. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips down. Sphinx. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. You want to make sure your hands are actually under the elbows so you have 90 degrees. Lift your thighs. Then press up to plank. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Bring your feet together. Lift your right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Keep your back knee lifted. Reach your arms up into high lunge. Good. Now reach your arms forward as you shift forward. So again, we're going to make our way into Warrior 3. Your arms are straight forward. If you need to do a different variation, please do. Lift your back leg up. And then put your hands on the ground so you're in supported Warrior 3. Keep your left fingertips down and reach your right arm up so that you're revolved. Option to bend your back knee and grab onto your foot. If you have the foot, re-extend, and then put both hands on the ground. And take your left foot over to the right side off of the mat. So you have a crisscross position, almost like a lunge though. Your leg is kind of far back and over to the right, way off of the mat. Either stay here or you might bend your left knee, yes, your back knee, and your right leg stays straight. And then re-straighten everything. Then again, bend and straight. If it's too much, just keep both legs straight and stay there. Bend and straight. We're getting to the IT band, into the calf. One more time, bend and straighten the leg. And lift your leg back up to the sky for standing splits. And then gently step your foot back into low lunge. Bend your right knee. Walk your hands over to the left side to straighten both legs. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Maybe grab onto your ankles or any other variation that you like for 3 breaths. One more breath. Hands under your shoulders, lift up. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Step back into plank, but keep your right leg lifted. Come up onto your left fingertips and maybe reach your left arm forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. If you want to flow through your vinyasa, you can. Chaturanga. So you bend your elbows lower, lift up for up dog, and downward facing dog. Moving right along. Lift your left leg up. Inhale. Step your foot between your hands. Exhale. Rise up to high lunge. Then shift forward. Pause. And lift your back leg off the ground for Warrior 3. Try to draw your low ribs in to kind of engage your core here. And reach your right foot back. And then put your right fingertips down and left arm up as you twist to the left. Option to bend your knee and grab onto your foot. You continue to twist though when you do this. Your left shoulder opens, your chest is facing the left, and you're kicking your foot into your hand. Then if you have the foot, release. Everybody put your hands to the ground, standing splits, and then cross the right foot all the way off of the mat to the left side. Fold. And then option to bend your back knee. It's kind of weird. You're like sitting back towards your hips, and then re-straighten just 2 more times. Bend. Straight. Once more. Standing splits. Lift your right leg up. Step back to low lunge. Walk your hands over to the right side. Set up for your wide-legged fold, Prasarita, Padottanasana. Lengthen and fold. Give you some time. If you like to take a headstand here, you can put your forearms down. You can put your forehead to the earth. You can just put your forearms down and be here. But if you want to take your headstand, you can start to lift your legs up, out wide, and then maybe all the way up. And then you can start to slowly lower them all the way down. Slowly lift your head up. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Step back to one-legged plank. Reach your right arm forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. Optional vinyasa. Downward facing dog. All right. Take your, let's keep the feet together. Lift your right leg up and bring your right knee to your right wrist for pigeon pose. Come up onto your fingertips. Lengthen the spine. And then maybe come down if it feels okay. For a variation, put your right hand on your thigh, and then put your left forearm on the ground as you twist to the right and push down into your back foot. Then come back onto your hands. And you can stay, or you can bend your left knee and grab onto the foot with the left hand. Or if you'd like to go further in mermaid pose, you can. For 3, 2, and 1. Release your foot down to the ground. Shift your hips over to the right. Sit on your right heel. Not your right heel, your right glute. And take your left leg all the way over to the right side. Swing it around. Set up for Ardha Matsyendrasana, so sit tall. Hook your right elbow over to the left and put your left fingertips behind you. And then option for a bind if you want to put your right hand through and take your left arm around. Don't struggle too much to get into the bind. If it's not happening, then just unbind and enjoy the stretch. See if you can lengthen your spine from wherever you are. And then come back to center. And we'll swing the left leg back around, kind of just back through pigeon and to down dog. Lift your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, left knee to left wrist. Set your leg down for pigeon pose. And sit tall. Slide your back leg back. And maybe you come down onto your forearms and rest. Maybe put your forehead on the ground. You might take that variation where your left hand goes on your thigh and your right forearm goes to the ground as you twist to the left. Push down into your back foot regardless of where you are. Let your breath be your focal point. Come back up onto the fingertips. You can stay here or you can bend your knee and grab onto your foot. For 3, 2, 1. Release. Roll over onto your left hip. Swing your right leg around. Set it down. Bring your left heel in towards your glute. Sit tall. You can always straighten your bottom leg as well. And we'll twist to the right by hooking the left elbow over. And you may stay in this beautiful pose, or you might take a bind. One more breath. Slowly come back to center. Pause. Swing your right leg back around. Step back to down dog. And then look towards the front of the mat. Step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then walk your fingertips a little bit forward. Lift your heels up. And then sit all the way into a squat, but with your heels lifted. And then round and curl. Squat, round, curl. So bring your forehead towards your knees. Now bring your knees to the ground and sit all the way up for toes pose. And bring your hands back down. Lift your knees and round. Maybe we do this without hands. So lift your hands up. Put the knees down onto the ground. Toes pose. Keeping the hands by your sides and lifted. you round, and then bring the hands out in front of you, but don't put them on the ground unless you need to. And then again, knees down, lift the chest. One more time, lift the knees. Hands forward. Now put the hands down, straighten the legs, and fold. We'll stand up, root into the feet, rise, reach your arms up. Bring your hands to heart center and your arms down by your sides. And then reach the arms up again. Inhale. Cactus back bend. Exhale. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Lift up halfway. And then sit all the way down into boat pose. Put your butt down. Lift your feet up. Lower down, but take your arms overhead. It's like low boat, but to the extreme. Hold. And then rise back up. Lower down, take your arms overhead. Hold. Rise back up. One more time. Lower. And lift. And then cross your legs and sit tall. And reach your arms up. Interlace your hands, flip your palms up. And take a side bend to the right. Come back to center. Side bend left. Come back to center. Keep your hands interlaced. Round your spine. Inhale, rise up. One more time. Exhale, round. Really pull your shoulders forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release your arms down. And bring your palms to your heart. And that's it for practice today. Let's bow in gratitude for this experience. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I know that was a kind of a quick practice and we didn't do Shavasana. We never laid on our back. So hopefully this practice will kind of, if you have time, will lead you into doing some of your own movement. Or if you don't have time, that's a great complete practice on its own. And I hope that it has helped you feel like you can move about the rest of your day or night with ease. And let me know in the comments below if you liked the class. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know who's practicing. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button so we can continue moving together. All right, I'll see you next time.